minutes late. We are getting that camera figured out still. Technology is difficult sometimes, friends, and we are still learning. It's always good to be learning, lifelong learners. We hope you guys become lifelong learners. Well, let's go ahead and jump straight in to saying hello to one another. I'm very excited to see you guys at story time. I had a bit of a vacation, but now I'm back and ready to do story time with you and to read some stories that I would love to read to you. So first of all, let's go ahead and say hello by singing our song. If you want to hear a story, you're going to clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, you're going to stomp your feet. If you want to hear a story, you're going to turn around. If you want to hear a story, you're going to shout, hooray! And then our last one, you might know it, you might, but we don't need to practice it. You guys are that good at it. So let's go ahead and start clapping your hands, ready? If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. Okay, got those feet ready? Nice and warmed up, limber, yeah? Okay, let's do it. If you want to hear a story, stomp your feet. If you want to hear a story, stomp your feet. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, stomp your feet. Okay, we're going to turn around, but not too crazy. We don't want to get dizzy. That would be bad. All right, if you want to hear a story, turn around. If you want to hear a story, turn around. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, turn around. Okay, shout, hooray! By this point, your whole household is probably awake, but if they're not, see if it's okay to wake everybody up by shouting, hooray! Ready? If you want to hear a story, shout hooray, hooray! If you want to hear a story, shout hooray, hooray! If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, shout hooray, hooray! All right, here's our last one. You guys listening? Do you got your listening ears? Okay, you do, awesome. All right, if you want to hear a story, sit down. If you want to hear a story, sit down. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, sit down. Okay, so I chose 2 books for you guys today. One is about birds, because I forgot my craft. We did a craft where we made birds with feathers on craft sticks, and we posted a video of it on our Facebook yesterday. And we still have extra supplies at the library, so if you would like to do this craft, you may come in and get some more of those supplies. So it was a fun activity. All we used was glue and popsicle sticks that were fun colors, and then we used a couple of feathers, some googly eyes, and some paper to make a beak for our bird. I would like to see if mine are dry yet. I hope they are. I used a lot of glue, but they said I could, so that's okay, right? Yeah, glue is always good. But what I wanted to do with my books today is I wanted to share some books that came in while we were all at home. And they haven't had a chance to be checked out yet. I even forgot to check them out when I brought them home with me. Sorry. So, this first book we're going to read is called The Nest That Wren Built. And Wren has a W-R. We don't really pronounce the W. It's kind of silent, but it's wren. And a wren is a type of bird. So you see 2 wrens on our cover, and they are going to build a nest. So the nest that wren built. Where do you think they're going to build this nest? Yeah, I think it's going to be in a tree. Oh, I see rabbits on there. Here we go. These are the twigs dried in the sun that Papa collected one by one to cradle the nest that wren built. It's starting. It's not built yet. And this is the bark, snippets of twine, spidery rootlets, and needles of pine that shape the nest that wren built. These are the leaves, ruby and gold, fallen from trees, sturdy and old, that weave through the nest that wren built. This is the sack silky and white, brimming with spiders who feast on the mites that threaten the nest that Wren built. And this is the snake skin warding off harm, a scaly and thin reptilian charm, draped on the nest that Wren built. It's pretty cool. This is the moss, softer than suede, stolen from stones, cool in the shade to line the nest that Wren built. Oh, there's a snake. A badger. Lots of fun animals. These are the feathers, petals, and thread placed on the moss to soften the bed that waits in the nest that Wren built. Why do you think it needs to be soft? This is the tuft of rabbity fur, hooked from a sharp persnickety burr to warm the nest that Wren built. To warm it, make it soft. What do you think they're going to put in that nest? I think that's a good idea. This is the papa perching nearby, chirping a mirthful song to the sky, and guarding the nest that Wren built. These are the eggs. That's why they're making it soft, you're right. Laid on the bed of velvety moss, feathers, and thread, safe in the nest that Wren built. That's so cool. These are the hatchlings, scratching within, stretching and pecking, all scrawny and thin, that hatch in the nest that Wren built. Do you see one little beak coming out there? Oh, that's so cool. Look at the papa. This is papa hunting for food, a spider or beetle. Let me see the beetle there. To nourish the brood, all of his little chicks that hatch, that waits in the nest that Wren built. These are the nestlings, drowsy and fed, their full tummies, snugly and plump on their feathery bed, warm in the nest that Wren built. Are they bigger or smaller than when we saw them? Yeah, they're bigger, they grew, and they might even be ready. These are the fledglings, 14 days old. They inch to the edge while feathers unfold, then fly from the nest that Wren built. There we go. All 5 of them off in the sky. And the nest is empty, but it becomes a new home for a mouse. What I like about this book is that in the back, the author talks a bit about how Wren's make nests in the Carolinas. I think it's South Carolina that she talks about. But my favorite part, the 2 favorite parts, was that sack for spiders. There's little mites that can hurt her birds if they stay in the nest, and that's why she brings spiders in to eat the mites to protect her chicks. I thought that was pretty cool. They call it built-in pest control. And then also to take a snake skin, it's not a real snake, but she takes a snake skin to scare away anyone who might come and hurt her chicks, which I thought was also really cool too. So there's other fun pieces of information there in the nest that Wren built. But we are going to transition into our next book. Our next book is going to be about gardening, and we are going to pretend to make our own garden. We have to use our imaginations. Do you have your imagination turned on? Do you need an imagination cap? Okay, you're good. You got it. So we're going to try and do. And this is going to be gardening without getting dirty or muddy or wet. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend to dig. So we're going to dig a little hole. And then we're going to take our seed and plant a little seed. And then we're going to pour a little water. Yep. And then pull a little weed. I'm going to chuck mine out of my garden. Yep. Yep. Well, it's not coming. Well, it might come back from the ground, but that one's not coming back. Good job. All right. And now we are going to chase a little bug. How dare he try and eat our plant? We're gonna chase the little bug. Hi, ho, there he goes, yeah? And we're going to give a little sun, and we're going to pick a little rose. That's what we grew, was a rose. Does this smell good? What color is your rose? Is it red? Do you know they can use white and lots of other colors too? Yeah. All right, let's do that again. So we're going to dig, right? We're going to dig a little hole. Now we got our hole. We're going to plant a little seed. We're going to pour a little water. And then we have to pull a little weed. How did it get there? So we're going to throw it this way, this way. Oh, good job. Oh, I hit a fence post. I'll have to clean that up later. We're going to pull a little weed. We're going to chase a little bug. Hi, ho, there he goes. We're going to give a little sun and pick a little rose. Oh, it smells good. Sometimes when something smells so good, we close our eyes to enjoy it more. So we're going to stop and we smell the roses today or the flowers. There's lots of flowers outside that we could be sniffing. But thank you for joining me with that. You guys are really good at gardening. Do you help a lot at home? You do. Do you wear special gloves while you get to do it to help keep your fingers safe? Do they still get dirty? Yeah, there's a lot of dirt when you garden. All right, our last book is it's a quick book, and it's about gardening, but it's about gardening in a city. So we're gonna see how they do it in a busy city called Thank You Garden. This is a new book for us that we got in July, actually. So Thank You Garden. We see some friends pushing a wheelbarrow, and she looks like she's weeding, patting around the dirt. And then we have some flowers in a basket there. Oh, and they're picking strawberries. Have you had a strawberry yet today? I had some with my breakfast, and they tasted just wonderful. So good. Feels good to come back. Where I visited for my vacation was very, very hot. And it's nice and cool back here in Michigan. Thank You Garden. They look like they're pretty happy in their garden, don't they? Okay, so look at that. It's already a little different than maybe what your yard looks like. It's just a corner of the block, and we have, let's count how many garden beds we have. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at that. I see a picnic table in the middle, and then, do you know what those are? It's a path. It's a stepping stone path. But you can hop those like hopscotch. Okay, let's go ahead and read. Garden ready, garden new. It's pretty new. It's kind of empty. We still need to plant some things. Garden so much. Work to do. So it looks like we have to plant some plants, and we have some seeds, and we also have compost to help those seeds grow. We didn't put compost on our flower. That's a good thing. Our rose grew pretty well though, right? Garden rock and garden water. Garden son and garden daughter. Look, they're gonna play together. It looks like he's playing with some trucks. And there's a gnome, a garden gnome to decorate the garden. Garden dig and garden play. Garden filling up the day. Garden bed. Is that what your bed looks like at home? No, that's true. But we call that a garden bed. It's a bed for plants. They don't want a blanket or a pillow. They want dirt. And they like to have mulch over them as their blanket instead. So garden bed and garden plot. Garden prosper. Garden not. Yeah, that got kind of messy, didn't it? Because they played too much. We'll have to fix that. Garden hardly makes a sound. Growing slowly underground. So it's growing and making the earth. Sometimes rainy, sometimes dry. Garden soaking up the sky. That's a beautiful view, isn't that? Garden path meets garden gate. So like there's our busy street outside. She's hopping along on the garden path, like I said. Garden wait. And wait. and wait. Oh, growing. Garden frog and worm and bees. They help with the garden actually. Garden berries, beets, and peas. Do you like peas? I like peas a lot. I don't really like beets though. I have to try it though when we make it for dinner. Garden growing like a child, rosy, leggy, fresh, and wild. Look at those vines. That's silly. Wild in this muddy mess. Garden, thank you. Garden, yes. Look at that with salads, fresh wild flowers, some more strawberries there, some tomatoes. I see cucumber, lettuce. Oh, that was good. This truck is down. All right, so that was thank you, garden. Thank you for listening to my stories today. We still need to do our goodbye rhyme before we finish our story time with you. So we are going to go reach up above our heads and we're going to say, tickle the stars and tickle your toes. And we're going to turn around and tickle our nose. And we're going to reach down low and reach way up high. Story time is over. So we're going to wave goodbye. So goodbye, friends. Thank you for joining me for story time today. We are in the midst of planning some exciting things for the fall, and we can't wait to share that information with you. So stay tuned on our Facebook page and on our website. And did you know our stacks, our whole room here is open for browsing? Upstairs in youth services. So you can come in. 2 families are allowed to be here at a time. And you get to come and pick out your own materials, and we get to see your faces. You get to see our faces. And we really want to see your faces because we miss you guys a lot. That's not a secret, a lot. So thanks for joining me for story time today, and we'll see you next Thursday for our preschool or our toddler story time. Have a great day, guys.